Hi everyone, in this video I am going to compare three different zebra shades options. So these are dual sheer shades, so it allows you to lift the shade and get complete privacy by locking in where the closed part overlaps the open part, or you can open it like this to get some sunlight, or you can open it all the way for full view. So I'm going to compare three different brands. So the first is the Persilux brand. That's over here. Persilux cordless zebra blinds. The second one is going to be this one from Chicology. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. In the color Basic Arctic. And the last one are new ones that Ikea just got in. These are called the Tandlundfly, or something like that. Probably butchered the name. So I was looking for shades for my living room window. I have five windows next to each other over here, and these are casement windows. So it has a handle on the bottom, which makes some complications, as I'll explain. So the first brand I tried was the Persilux brand. So here's the packaging it comes in. It comes in a nice clear package. These are from Amazon, so you can see how it looks. The nice thing about the Persilux is you can see over here, it's the width minus 0.8 of an inch. So what happens is the valance, or the outer part of the blind, let's say you get 30 inches. So you're gonna lose out on 0.4 of an inch on each side for the fabric. So over here is my Persilux one hanging right here. So for example, if you look on the top over here, so the distance between the fabric and the end of the valance is only 0.4 of an inch. So when you're talking about privacy, that can make a difference on about how much light it's letting in, etc. For my windows, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because you can see the sill part is pretty thick over here, so it doesn't really make a difference. But for other windows that, let's say you have a wide window and using two blinds on it, it can make a difference on how big that gap is. So that's one nice thing I liked about the Persilux. The next thing I liked about the Persilux one is, it's really hard to see, but the fabric over here, it's a very tight knit, almost, really hard to see, but it's a nice, it kind of feels like a window screen. It's a really tight knit, a bunch of boxes. Let me try to zoom in a little so you can see. This part over here is 3 inches. This part is 2 inches. That's pretty standard between all three. And over here is the bottom handle. So it comes with a clip that goes in the middle. I have it on the other one. And you can see, you can just lift up and it lifts down. It works pretty nicely. Over here's the clip I was just talking about. So the Persilux one over here is the valance. So you can see it's got a nice design. It's plain white. It's got some grooves over here. It hangs just like this. So that's the part you'll see. And over here is that clip. This clips on, so you can take it off if you don't want it. But that just helps make sure people pull it in the middle. The hardware, they have one of the nicest hardware, I feel. It's got this it's got this metal bracket with this plastic, and what happens is you screw it in either into the ceiling with these two or into wall over here, and the shade clips in between here and here. And what you do is you're basically pushing the pressure against the front, and then when it lets go, it locks it in place. So these could easily be removed for cleaning if needed, or etc. So let me just show you. It just comes in like this, and then turn it. Goes just like that. Move it over a little. Sorry, it's hard to do one hand. Here you go. I clipped it on the bottom of the blind was hitting it, but that wouldn't happen when it's mounted on the wall. So I just wanted to show you how that clips in, and to remove it, it's the same thing. It just lifts out and goes in. Right? So just like that. It comes with screws over here, so you can just mount it straight into your windowsill. So onto the Chicology one. So this one, it comes with very similar hardware for clipping in. So you can see how that grooves on the top. It's the same concept. This one's a little more complicated because it's got two parts. So it's got this part and then this part, right? So it's the same type. It's just, it's more parts. It might give you a little more adjustment capabilities, but it just makes it a little more complicated when you're installing because you're holding more things. Here's the clip, same concept as the other one. That's how it works. The Chicology one, what they do is they have a matching valance. So this material over here is going to be the same color as what you have in your shade. So this one I don't have installed, but let me just pull it down a little. So I'm just holding it upside down just to make it easier to kind of see how it is. So the Chicology one, you can see how this valance, the valance matches the material, and you can see the clear part has a bunch of lines that go through it, and it kind of feels a lot flimsier than the other brands. It doesn't have that tight, screen kind of material as others. It's a lot, wider, spread apart, which kind of makes me feel that it's gonna not last as long. So, I bought this Chicology one from Amazon, and the Persilux one from Amazon, and they're both similar in regards to pricing. They're pretty close in price, around, depending on the side, around 50, 60, between $40 to $60 on each one at the time of this video. The big issue I ran into was over here. What happened is when I got to the bottom, basically where my handle is, so the blinds were open, right? And in order for it to be in a closed state, I had to lift it up, which left a gap on the bottom of my window, which let people see in. And even if I pulled it all the way to the bottom of my windowsill, it still had that gap, because the way it's designed is when it's 72 inches, if you're buying the 72-inch height, when it hits 72, it's going to be closed. So my windowsill isn't exactly 72. So like if I hit the handle, it's, let's say, 71.5 inches, which makes it that I have that inch, half-inch gap or whatever it is. So both the Chicology one and the Persilux one, they didn't really work out well for me because of that, and there was no flexibility in regards to adjusting where that closing is. I did reach out to Persilux and ask them, and they offered to give me a good deal on the customized shades in order to make sure it hits in the right spot. But before going with that, I decided to try out the Ikea ones to see if they could work out without any customization. So the Ikea just got these in. When I was looking for shades 2 weeks ago, they didn't sell them, but now they carry them. So these are called Tandlundfly or something like that. These are zebra shades, the same as the others. They're new, so they have a lot less options. They only came in like 6 different sizes. I think it was around 6 different sizes. A lot of the common one, like 24, 27, 30, 34, 38, and then like 46 or something like that. They all have the same length, which is 98.5 inches. So when I saw that 98.5 inches, I thought, oh, perfect, we're ending in a ½ inch. So that might actually work out well for me because I had about a ½ inch off because mine were 71.5. So I was hoping that when I pull it down, it's gonna be in the closed state. So I decided to go run to Ikea and try them out. And let me show you how it comes. So the Ikea one comes packaged up like this, and they recommend you clip it in and then rip these out. This way nothing's getting in the way while you're trying to install it. So the Ikea one comes with this clip already on it. You should be able to pull it off if you want. And then here's the brackets it comes with. So these are really similar to the Persilux ones. It's a little thinner material. It doesn't feel as big and kind of as strong as the other. But they're both metal. You know, similar idea, so they should work. The thing I didn't like about the Ikea brackets was it didn't come with any hardware. So they say, oh, but depending on the material that you're going into, you know, you need to supply whatever hardware you need. I think it would have been nice if they gave us at least basic wood screws and said if these don't work, get something else. Because now I have to go and buy wood screws in order for me to install these shades. And it's not like a complete package like the Persilux or the Chicology ones. So over here is the way it looks. So you can see how it's a very smooth finish, you know, very classic IKEA. And you can see the ends are plain white caps, right? So they have a nice design over here where it kind of clips in, you know, so they probably screw it in on the inside, but then they have clear white, plain white caps that go on the outside. And you can see over here, the clipping mechanism is the same concept as the others. So over here, we're gonna see, this is the Chicology one again. You see how many screws are on the side. So if you have this on the outside mount, where you're gonna see this in your room, that could look a little ugly, whereas the IKEA one is a lot of a cleaner look. The Persilux one, they did better. They only have 2 screws on the outside, so it's a cleaner look, but it's still not as nice as the IKEA version. The Persilux one is a brighter white, as the IKEA is a little toned, a little softer white, you know, for the good or for the bad. So over here is the IKEA one. You can see it installed over here, and as opposed to the Persilux one over here. So I was just comparing the two. So my luck has it that over here, when I pulled this down, it was in the closed state. So I'm going to stick with IKEA ones because that doesn't require anything custom or any modification. So it just works out well for what I need. At the time of this video, these were also around this, you know, $40, $50 range. You know, so they're all around the same price. You know, really it was, what it boiled down to for me was just fitting properly over here. If not, the Persilux and IKEA ones are extremely similar in regards to the material. So over here you can see the material. It's got that same really tight weave, if not even tighter than the Persilux, but it's really similar in regards to that material. The main difference for me was the height. These come in 98, which is good for if you have really tall windows, or if you need you know, it for like a door or something like that. So the tension isn't as tight as I would like. You know, sometimes when you kind of like hold it and like it's like falling, so you have to like find the sweet spot. Sometimes you have to move around a little. You know, when for me over here it just sits, it works well. I'm not sure if there's a way to adjust the tension. I'm gonna try to play around with it and see if there's a way to, you know, tighten it up to make it a little easier to adjust. One last thing about the IKEA is it comes with an option to buy what they call it the Ricktig stick. So the Ricktig stick, it's basically a stick that can extend, and you can reach out and pull the window shade down. It's got this hook on the end, and it has this small clip over here, so you can mount it to the side of the window. And if you have a tall window, you could pick it up, and you could pick up and close the shade without having to like climb on it or anything else like that. So that's one nice thing. But technically, the other brands, you know, they also have those clips. So if you wanted to go to IKEA and grab this hook, you could probably use it for the others. They don't necessarily have the hold like the IKEA one. So here's the IKEA one's got that nice big hole to make it easy to do. Over here, it's got a smaller hole, so you could clip it. It's not gonna be as easy as the IKEA one. So once again, here's the part number, 105965.04. That changes, obviously, based on the size that you get. But thanks for watching my comparison between the Persilux, the Chicology, and the Tandlundfly window shades. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I will try to answer your questions.